Hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Stefan Taranchokov, and I'm the head of the customer support at GDMfx, and also the host of today's presentation. The topic today is introduction to MetaTrader 4. This is the platform, the trading platform that you can use for trading with GDMfx. Now, before we go into an actual presentation, practical presentation of MT4, I would like to discuss a few characteristics and advantages of MT4. In other words, why it's the leading trading platform nowadays. So, a few advantages. Well, the user experience is exquisite. It's quite simple to use once you, of course, get used to it. And traders from around the globe, not only traders, also analysts are using this platform the most frequently. It has its own programming language, the so-called MetaQuotes language. And if you're familiar with programming, or if you do a little bit of research and learn how to do it, you can actually code your own expert advisors, indicators, scripts, etc., which can be incorporated and used in your trading platform. On top of that, MT4 comes in quite a few different languages, so that if, let's say, you prefer using your platform in your native language, then most probably that would be available for you. Advanced charting. Well, this trading platform is mostly used for its extremely powerful charting tools. It's highly customizable, I mean the chart, and you can also trade on the chart itself, which is a major advantage. The use of the so-called expert advisors is also available. This is an advanced script which you can either buy from the internet or code yourself, and it makes trades for you based on certain criteria. Not only expert advisors, also known as CAs or robots, you can also, as I mentioned, code your own technical indicators and scripts. And also, of course, incorporate such downloaded from the internet. Communication. Well, I'm not sure if you have used this platform before. If not, you will see that in the platform itself, there is the function of communicating with your broker directly. You can write messages, you can receive messages. It's quite suitable, quite useful. The MT4 is quite low on its requirement on resources. In other words, even if you're using an old computer, you would be able to use this platform. Profiles. Well, MT4 has this option of creating a profile. The profile remembers all the open charts, the settings of MT4, the way that you arranged the windows, everything, so you can save this as a profile and easily switch to another computer or bring it up later. Very convenient. I'll show you how to do it in a few minutes. Security. Well, the connection of MT4 towards the server, the GDMfx server, is encrypted, which gives you another security measure. And it's also flexible. Well, as I mentioned, it's quite responsive. You can arrange it to your preference. You can have its settings tweaked to your preference, so it's quite flexible when it comes to that, and customization, which is connected to the thing that I just said. Well, now we'll go into an actual presentation of MT4. Okay, before you would find MT4 on your computer, of course, first you have to download and install it. The way to do it is just go to our website, GDMfx.com, and go to the section platform. This is how it looks like. It assumes you don't have an account yet, that's why it's prompting you to open one. Using this screen, something important, using this screen you can only open a demo account right from the platform. Otherwise, if you don't have a live account, you will have to create one via our website, GDMfx.com. So, assume we already have an account. I will click on the cancel button, and it prompts us for our login details. Now, if you wish to remember your credentials, the platform to remember your credentials so that you wouldn't have to type them in each and every time, better choose the Save Account Information option. Something very important, this is advisable if you're using your own computer. If you share a computer with other people, better type in your credentials every time. This is a demo account I'm logging into. That's why I've chosen the GDMfx demo server. Otherwise, if it's a live account, you'll have to switch it to GDMfx Live. Finally, click on Login. Now, notice the title bar. Notice what will happen. Oops, sorry. Let's try again. Okay, there we go. I was typing an incorrect password, obviously. So the way that you will know you're connected is first your ID number is displayed right here. Second, these a few tabs right here: trade, exposure, account history, mailbox, and alerts are active. Otherwise, if you're not connected, these would be missing from your MT4. And finally, in the bottom right corner, this is something like a gauge, something showing you, a dashboard, call it, showing you your connection status. As long as you see a couple of numbers here, you will know that you're connected. Otherwise, you will see an error message. Like a few minutes ago, it was saying invalid account. Invalid account simply means a wrong combination of username and password. Right now we are connected, and what we see here is the first number is the number of kilobytes received from the server, and the second one is the number of kilobytes received from the server. Sorry, sent to the server. Well, this is how it looks like by default. What I'll do now is I'll close the charts. I will open a new chart right here, and we'll start panel by panel. Now, at the very top right here, these are the menus, followed by the toolbars. This right here is the Market Watch. This is the so-called navigator. At the very bottom, the so-called terminal, right here. And in the middle are the charts. So starting with the market watch, this contains the list of instruments you can trade with, which can be customized. You can add and remove instruments from this list. Now I will right click, and the first thing I will do is I will choose the Show All option. This expands the entire list. Everything that's can be traded on your account is being shown here. The idea for this list is you can customize it. Let's say remove some of the instruments that you don't trade frequently with and leave only the ones that you are frequently using. So the way to do that, let's go one by one. First, the new order window pops up, this window, which we'll discuss later. Chart window pops up the chart. Tick chart. Well, this tick chart shows the momentum change of the price. Something like it's a line chart actually, moving as soon as the price changes. So I will right click on this chart and I will add line. By default in MT price, the bid price, the ask line, this is the buy price, can be added. This is an option and I always advise you to do that. So the blue line is the ask price, the red line is the bid price. And notice there is a difference between the two, which most probably you know, it's called a spread. Going back, symbols, depth of market, I would not go there right now, it's a little bit more advanced. Hide, you can use the delete button on your keyboard to do that. So as I mentioned, the idea of this market watch is to customize it to only display the things that you're interested in. So what I'm doing now is I'm repeatedly pressing the delete button on my keyboard, and let's say I'm trading only with these instruments. Not only, but most frequently. Once you make that customization, another thing that you can do, by the way, before we go further, you can also rearrange this list by just dragging and dropping. And once you're ready with your selection, you can even save this custom list so you can evoke it later. So I will delete more and more of these instruments. Delete, delete, delete. And I will right click, go to sets, and choose the one that I created moments earlier. Bear with me for a second. Okay. Okay. So there we go, the list is evoked. Anyway, what I actually do is I don't customize this list at all. I just show all the instruments, and when I'm interested, for example, in GBP USD, let's say, what I do is I simply press the G button a few times on my keyboard until I arrive to the GBP USD. There we go. Once I'm there, well, naturally I first open the chart so I can do my analysis. This symbols option is quite important. From here you can hide and show instruments. What I'm doing, I'm just double clicking. Notice here there is also show and hide. But more importantly, I can bring up the trading conditions for that instrument, for the chosen instrument. What I will do now is I will bring up the trading conditions for Euro USD. There we go. I'm not sure if you're aware, the trades in your GDMfx account are measured in the so-called lots, something like a bundle. So for currency pairs, for Forex, this a lot size is always equal to 100,000 units. We can see that right here, contract size. Okay. The bottom part enables you to add and remove some additional information from this table. High and low are the highest and the lowest prices reached during this trading day. Time is the last time the price changed. However, I'm usually saving up space and I'm trying to show us a little information that's important for me. Pop-up prices, well, this looks like a huge window where you can see all the quotes in front of you of the instruments that are currently active in your market watch. However, I don't find this function quite useful. I'm not using it myself. Now, moving on, we'll continue with the toolbars. So, starting from right here, this is another way for you to pop up a chart. Here's the option for the so-called profiles, the thing that I mentioned in the beginning. A profile remembers the entire layout of MT4, the open charts, their appearance, the indicators that you put there, the arrangement, the lists in your market watch, everything. It remembers it. So once you would like to save it, you just press save and name it. Well, this feature is extremely useful for transferring settings between computers, or you can create a separate profile for trading with currency pairs, a separate profile for trading with commodities, let's say. The possibilities are unlimited. And there's quite a few predefined profiles. Now, this right here, the next few buttons can show and hide different panels of MT4. This is for the market watch. This is for the so-called data window. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, for each trading period, there are four different prices, namely the opening price in the beginning of the trading period, the closing price in the end of the trading period, highest and lowest values during this trading period, and also there is volume. Now, this data window, while I'm moving my pointer over the chart, is showing me this same information. However, have a look at the status bar at the bottom. It gives me the same information as the data window, so that's why I'm usually not displaying this data window. I'm trying to save up space. Next, this is for the so-called navigator. We'll look into that. The terminal, right here at the bottom. So-called strategy tester. By the way, you can dock and undock the different panels. I'm undocking the market watch right now. I can resize it, I can move it wherever I wish to, and I can also redock it. So next is the new order window, which pops up this thing. The meta editor. Meta editor is the tool used for coding. So it's not going to be a point in today's presentation. Auto trading is for the EAs, the robots. I will not speak about them today. Here are tools for working with the chart itself. So before I move on, I will show you that you can rearrange the chart itself as well. You can resize it, you can move it, you can maximize it. Notice that the open charts are arranged here. And as you can see, you can open more than one chart on the same instrument at the same time. Right now I have a couple of charts on the cable, on the GBP USD. So say I can switch this one to a 4-hour chart, and the other one can be on a 1-hour chart. They're treated as two completely separate charts. What I would advise you to do, this is at least what I'm doing myself, if you're not comparing two instruments, you can just maximize the chart and switch it. Say, make your analysis on gold. When done, you can move on. Now, right now we are looking at a bar chart. Let me zoom in a little bit. I just pressed the zoom in button. This is for zooming out. You can do the same by pressing the plus and minus buttons on your keyboard. So a bar chart looks like this. Right now we're looking at a 1-hour chart, as we can see right here. 1-hour bar chart, meaning that each and every bar shows us a trading period of 1 hour right now. For this 1 hour, as I mentioned, there are 4 different prices. The opening price, which in the case of a bar chart is this little thing on the left. The closing price, which is this thing on the right. And the highest and the lowest prices, which are the highest and the lowest point on this bar chart. So all in all, this is the bar which opened at 14 o'clock on the 1st of October. So at 00 o'clock the price was here. 1 hour later at 1 o'clock it was opening is here on the left. At 1 o'clock the price was right here, down, so it went down, and in between this is the highest and this is the lowest price reached. Candlestick type of chart. This is the most common one. Well, it shows you the same information as the bar chart, just depicted in a little bit different way. Using the current color settings, a dark candlestick represents price moving up. A highlighted candlestick represents a price going down. So let's have a look at this candle actually. The opening price is at the bottom of the candle. Before I explain that, the white part of the candlestick is called the body, and these lines that are coming out of it are called shadows. So in the case of a candle, black candle, price going up, the opening price is the lower part of the body right here. Closing is at the top part of the body, and the lines, the shadows coming out of it represent the highest and the lowest prices. When the candlestick is highlighted, when the price went down, It's all the same. The only difference is that the opening price is at the top, closing price is at the bottom. Candlesticks are the most common type of chart used nowadays, along with the line chart. A line chart gives you only the closing prices, and it's also used frequently, but only to spot the trend. Once you do that, you go back to your candlestick to do your analysis. Zooming in and out. This is for quickly tiling the windows. This is, well, I would say it's useful when you need to compare a few instruments at the same time. Next is the so-called Autoscroll. Notice the Autoscroll is active right now. So I will scroll back. However, as soon as the price changes, it's taking it to the latest candle automatically. Well, if you would like to scroll back, observe some chart patterns, do some analysis on past data, which is most of the cases, you can disable it, go back on the chart, do whatever you need to do, and then press the end button on your keyboard to go to the latest candle. Home takes you to the beginning of the chart. Next, the so-called chart shift. Well, this adds a little bit of blank space, empty space in the end of your chart, and it's extremely useful for you to draw your projections. We'll have a look at that in a few minutes. And you can change the amount of empty space by moving this small triangle. Next is for adding the so-called indicators, technical indicators. Well, this is a mathematical calculation performed on the previous price data, and it's graphically depicted on the chart. There are different trading strategies which employ technical indicators heavily. So I'll add the most simple one, the so-called moving average. I'll use its default settings. I'll add another one, another moving average. So this is for indicators. Here you can change the period of the chart. However, it's much more easy to do that, much easier from here. Here we have the option of working with the so-called template. Well, I'll discuss that in detail in a few minutes when we come to the actual chart. Next, this is the default cursor on your chart, regular mouse pointer. The other one available is the so-called Crosshair. Well, this is extremely useful. You can also bring it up by pressing the Control plus F on your keyboard. There are a couple of things you can do with that. First, while you're moving it on the chart, you can see the on the vertical you can see the date and time. Right now we're looking into a weekly chart, 1995, and the horizontal line right here shows you the price at which you're pointing. Just a reminder, on the chart you see the sell price. So the other thing you can use the Crosshair for is measuring distances on the chart. The way to do it is left click on the initial point and hold your mouse button and drag it to the second point. So once you do that, without releasing the mouse button, you can see three different numbers. The first one is the number of candles between the 2 points. The second one is the number of points between as a distance. Now a point for MT4 is the last digit in the quote. So if we look here at the Swiss franc versus the Japanese yen, for example, a point for MT4 is this, the third digit after the decimal. If we look at, let's see, if you look at GBP Swiss franc, it's the fifth digit after the decimal. Anyway, so the second number, as I mentioned, is the number of points, and the third number you see is the price at which you're pointing. This was the crosshair. Next, you can draw some figures on the chart to help you with your analysis. I'll draw, for example, a trend line. This is a horizontal line. You can, once you add something to the chart, you can also change its appearance. And you have quite a few options, which would, of course, be quite useful for you once you do your homework and do a little bit of studying about doing technical analysis. By the way, speaking of that, we offer quite comprehensive materials, studying materials on our website in the section Hermes Academy. And also, as you can see, we are doing these webinar sessions. So if I were you, I would use that to the max. The last buttons here on the two bars are for changing the period of the chart. Now let's move along to the most interesting part of MT4, the chart itself. Now, if you drag your mouse on the chart, you can scroll it. If you drag your mouse here at the rightmost part of the chart, you can compress it and expand it. And you can use the end and the home button for navigation as well. Now, let's right-click on the chart and see the different options. Let's have a look first at the new order window. The way to evoke it, the hard way to evoke it, is to go right-click on the chart, trading, new order. The more easy way to bring it up is just press the F9 button on your keyboard, which brings up the new order window for the currently active chart. So right now we're looking at GBP USD. Now, there are two main types of orders in MT4. Market or instant execution, which is simply buying or selling now at the moment, and the so-called pending orders. Pending orders are orders which automatically open positions at a future point in time when a certain price is reached. So first instant or market execution, this is when you make your analysis and you think that from now on the price will go in some direction, you think it's worth opening a position. So the first thing you need to do is choose the volume. This is the volume in lots. So we saw that for currency pairs, one lot is equal to 100,000 units. So 0.5 lots is equal, in our case, to 50,000 units of the GBP USD. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware what you do when you trade with the currency pair. when you buy or sell a currency pair, you are performing this action on the first currency, meaning when you buy GBP USD, you're buying the first currency, you're buying GBP, and you are selling the second currency. When you sell GBP USD, you sell the first currency, you sell GBP, you buy USD. The number you see in the quote shows you how many units of the second currency you are paying or you're receiving per 1 unit of the first currency. So if we were to sell GBP, let's say half a lot of GBP USD, what we're doing actually is we're selling 50,000 British pounds, we're buying 50,000 times this price of US dollars. Now, before we open the position, we can enter the so-called stop loss and take profit. These two enable you to automatically close a position even if you're not in front of your computer. The idea is we know that you wouldn't be able to stay in front of your computer 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. Rather, you can make your analysis, tell the platform what you needed to do, and the rest is handled automatically. The stop loss and take profit will work even if your platform is off and your computer is turned off as well. So let's say we are going to sell GBP USD. In this case, take profit. This is a price at which our position is closed at a certain profit. Stop loss is a price which actually is an order which limits our loss. So let's say right now the price is 160.25. If we were to sell, our take profit should be lower than this point, let's say 59.70. Our stop loss should be higher than the opening price, for example 1.6030. And when I'm ready with that, I can simply click on the sell button in our case. This is our confirmation. Now, in GDMfx, each and every order, no matter whether instant execution, market execution, or pending order, is considered a financial transaction, and as such it has a unique identifier, which is this ticket number or order number. If you come to our customer support and you would like to ask something about a particular order, you would be requested to provide the MT4 number and order number. So this is the order number. So I will just click on OK. In this open position will appear in the terminal. Probably I I closed my position by mistake. Let's do this again. Okay. So once we open the position, what happens is this horizontal green line is shown on the chart. This indicates our entry level, and from here we can very easily monitor what's happening. We just sold. So something very interesting, if you drag and drop the green line, you can set your take profit and your stop loss. Right? In this position I sold, so if I drag the entry line down, this would be my take profit. In order for this to work, I have to first accept the terms and conditions of the so-called one-click trading, which is the other name of trading directly from the chart. So let's do this again. There we go. My take profit is in place, and if I hover my mouse over the take profit, I will see what my expected profit would be. the same way I can apply a stop loss. And once you set them, of course, you can move them, you can change them. Let's go to the terminal and see, this is the order number. This is the time when we open that position. This is the initial action. What we did is we sold 0.50 lots of the GBP USD, the cable, at this price. And we also have a stop loss and a take profit in place. And this is the current price. So we initially sold, therefore this current price is the current buy price. This is a blade account which has a commission. Swap right now is 0. Swap is incurred if, of course, your account has a swap. This is an overnight interest rate paid or received for keeping your positions open for more than 1 day. And here we can see our current result, which is calculated as the difference between the current price at the price and the price at which you initially bought or sold. To give you an exact formula, actually it's equal to the sell price minus the buy price times the position size in lots times the lot size. So in our case, the result is 50,000 times the sell price, which is this one, minus the current price, which is this one. Since the current price is lower than the opening price, right now we are running a profit of $77. The result comes out in the secondary currency when trading with currency pairs. So in this case, that's the USD. If it comes out in a currency different from the USD, then it's automatically converted and displayed in US dollars. So let's right click and see the different options. We can modify or delete. Modify, for example, we can move our stop loss. We can choose different options from here. By the way, I would like, this is a good point to show you how to close partially a position. So closing partially means that you initially sold 50,000 units of the GBP USD. Well, let's say we would like to close half of the position. This means buy half of the GBP USD back and leave the rest to go. So the way to do it is go right click modify order, then switch it to market execution and type in, notice here first it says close, this is the order number, sell 0.50. So if I type in 0.25, here it has changed, and when I press the close button, well, half of our position was closed. It went to our account history. The rest is still running. Trailing stop. Well, that's quite a useful feature. I'll show you how it works. First, I have to mention that this trailing stop only works if your terminal is turned on and you're connected to the server. And also your screensaver should not be on. The way this works is, this is a trailing stop by its name, hints at what it means. Well, suppose I activate the trailing stop with a distance of 10 pips right now. Okay, I'll use this. So I activate the trailing stop with 10 pips right here. If this is the case, the trailing stop, its initial point would be 10 pips from the current price. When the current price goes down, the trailing stop moves along so that the distance between the two remains 10 pips. Okay, let's suppose that this is the current level of the last level of the trailing stop. This is the current price. So the distance right here is 10 pips. Okay, the current price continues going down. The trailing stop will continue going down with the trailing stop so that the distance between the two remains 10 pips. From there, the current price goes a little bit up. The trailing stop does not do anything. It stays there. Okay, when the current price continues going down, the trailing stop moves along so that the distance between the two remains 10 pips. And when the price starts reversing and it hits the last level of the trailing stop, well, the position is closed. This is the case with short positions. If it were a long position, it would be in reverse, meaning the trailing stop would be below the current price. So the way to activate a trailing stop is just right-click on the order and choose the distance. Let's say 15 points. And you see that, there we go. This is the trailing stop right here. It's being moved along with the current price. And there we go, it closed our position. At a small profit right here. This is the first one that I closed by mistake. Now, looking at the account history, this shows you the entire history of your account. This includes closed positions, canceled pending orders, deposits, withdrawals, credits, etc. You can choose a custom period in order to, let's say, analyze your performance. You can also save it as a report on your desktop to analyze even better. It shows you more or less the same information as the trade panel. For example, let's look at this. This is the order number, the time when we opened it. We sold 25,000 units of the GBP USD at this price. This was our stop loss, this was our take profit, the time at which the position was closed, and the closing price, and also the swap and the result. An interesting thing is that you can actually drag and drop this position on the chart itself so that you see your entry and your exit. I'll switch the chart to a smaller period so we'll see it better. There we go. We entered here, we exited right here. And our profit is the distance between the two. Okay. Moving back to the chart and the trade panel. Let's open up the new order window again and show you the pending orders. Our pending order tells the platform to open a new position when a certain price is reached. This again happens automatically. So suppose, let's switch the chart to 4 hours. Let's say suppose your analysis tells you that if the price goes beyond this level down, it will start falling heavily. Or you can simply tell the platform to automatically sell at this level. Before we do that, I'll show an example later how to do it. Before we do that, let's have a look at the different types of pending orders. Again, we choose the instrument, we enter the volume, pending order. Next we have to select the type. Buy limit is buy when the price goes down. Sell limit is sell when the price goes up. Buy stop, buy when the price goes up. Sell stop, sell when the price goes down. It sounds a little bit confusing, but a very easy way to remember all these is limit is always executed at a better price compared to the current one. Stop is executed at a less favorable price compared to the current one. So in our example, we would like to sell here. If the price goes down to here, sell. So what we have to do is we have to select a sell stop, because selling at a lower price is less favorable to us compared to selling now. So let's say I'm going to enter that at 59.70, sorry. I can also specify an expiry. If I don't, the pending order is going to be valid until the price is reached or until I manually cancel it. There we go. This is our pending order. It looks the same, a green line on the chart, as an open position. The only difference is that this one you can drag it up and down in order to modify the entry level. And you can right click directly on the line in order to modify it. So let's say I would like to even place a take profit and a stop loss for this pending order, which would eventually close my position. So this is again a sell order, so our stop loss should be higher. Our take profit should be lower than the opening price. Modify. There we go. These are the this is the entry level, stop loss, take profit. I can modify the targets, so directly on the chart, and I can also move the entry along with the targets. It remembers the distance. Okay, so notice the pending order is in the trade panel as well. If you wish to cancel it, you can simply click the X button. Account history you already saw. Exposure, well, I wouldn't like to go into detail there today. It's a little bit more complicated. News shows you market news usually. Alerts, well, if you right click on the chart and you go to trading, you have the option of setting an alert. This small arrow indicates the level of the alert where we enter it. What will happen is once this price level is reached, we can receive a notification in one way or the other. So there we go, this is the actual alert. It doesn't perform any trades. That's the huge difference with pending orders. It just gives you a notification. So let's go to modify. In our case, it's simply a sound notification. You have quite a few options. You can even set it up to send you an email. Once this price level is reached, you will hear something like this. I hope you can hear it. If you wish to cancel it, just press the delete button. Alright, let's right click on the chart and see the different options. Notice that I can enter a pending order directly on the chart. I simply move my mouse over the desired level, price level, right click and choose. In our case, I enter the sell limit. The arrow is pointing in the direction I'm going to be favorable for me. If, for example, I would like to place a buy stop here, I can right click, go to trading and choose buy stop. Depth of market looks like this. However, I would not like to discuss it today. It's a little bit more advanced. One-click trading. Well, one-click trading is this thing right here, which literally means one-click trading. With a mouse click, you open a position. While it can be extremely useful, it can be also dangerous, so you have to be extremely careful if you decide to use that one. If for some reason I decide to I need to open a position quickly, what I do is I simply open the position, and when done, I hide this panel. You can do it by this small triangle or by right-clicking on the chart and choosing one-click trading. Also, Alt plus T on your keyboard. Indicators list. Remember, we have a couple of indicators on our chart currently. So you can edit them or you can remove them from here. Objects list shows you the list of active drawings, objects on your chart. You can delete them or you can edit them as well. Here is a way for you to change the period. However, if you would like to play hard on yourself, you can do that from here. Otherwise, a more easy way to do it is from here, from the toolbars. Now, we come to the template. Before I show you how to create and how to load a template, let's go to properties. This is the color scheme of the chart. I'll choose black on white and I'll modify the colors a little bit. Next, I'll click on Common. Chart Shift, Chart Autoscroll, we know what they are. Chart Shift, I need. Chart Autoscroll, I don't need. Default candlestick. Show open, high, low, and close. Show ask line. I always add the ask line on my chart, so I consider the spread when setting my targets. Show period separators is also a good option. It shows vertical separators between the trading periods. Finally, OK. So there we go. Our chart looks a little bit different now. And once we're ready with the customization and our indicators, we can save this view as a template. So the way to do it is template, save template, say mine. Now notice I will open a new chart. This is its default view. If I would like to apply the same template I just created, I just go right click, template, and choose the one, mine. Now suppose you create a template which you would like to apply to all your charts. You simply have to save it as a template with the name default, D-E-F-A-U-L-T, default. And from now on, all the charts that you open will have this template applied in advance. There we go. Moving on. Refresh. If for some reason you lost connection to the server temporarily, you can refresh the chart in order to load the price data on the chart. How to arrange grid and volumes, give you some further customization, zoom in and out, which the easiest way to do it is with the plus and minus button on your keyboard. Save as a picture. Well, MT4 is does have the option of saving the chart as a template, as a picture, sorry, for your records or for you to share your analysis, your views with a friend. So I just saved this chart as a picture. There we go. And you also have the option of printing, print preview. So this was working with the charts. The terminal. Now the terminal, we had a look at most of the features that are used. Also, mailbox gives you the messages to and from the broker, GDMfx. Market signals, code base experts, and journal are a little bit more advanced. I will not go into detail there. I will only mention that the journal keeps a comprehensive log of what you have been doing with your account. Something like a system log, which is quite important. Now, moving on to the navigator. The first thing you can see is all the accounts that you chose, the save account information option. I'll go to login to trade account, this option right here. So if you have more than one account, you can very easily switch between them by just double clicking on those indicators. This is another way for you to add indicators on your chart. One way to add them is just double click, change its settings if needed. Okay, there we go. This is the one that we have just added. You can attend one of our webinars to learn more about technical indicators. The other way for you to add them is drag and drop. Okay. And you can also right-click on the indicators that you frequently use and add them to your favorites for quick access. You also have the option of downloading or writing your own custom indicator. Expert advisors. Also, you can purchase, you can write your own, you can download from the internet. This is one of the main advantages of MT4, that it gives you the option of using these custom scripts, indicators, and EAs. A script is similar to an expert advisor. The only difference is that it does not perform any trades. For example, you can have a script which applies one and the same template to all your open charts. This was the navigator. Well, this more or less completes what I wanted to show you as a presentation today. Let's have a 5 minutes break, during which you can ask your questions using the chat function on your GoToWebinar. And in 5 minutes when I return, I would be happy to answer them. Okay? Thank you very much for your attention. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, welcome back everyone. I hope you do have questions for me. Let's see. Is MT4 available for mobile devices? Yes, it is. You can use it on an Android or iOS based device, and the way to set it up is simply go to our website GDMfx.com, section platforms, and use the one for you, either Android or iOS. Is MT4 available for a Mac? Well, it's not intended to. It's intended for Windows use. However, there is a way to set it up on a Mac computer, and if you would like to do so, by all means approach our customer support department and request a manual. We have a detailed manual which we'll be more than happy to share with you. Which period of the chart is the best? Well, there is no easy answer to that. If you attend our other webinars, you learn more about this, but in general, it's good to start your analysis on a bigger period of the chart, let's say a daily chart, and gradually switch back and reduce the period to extend your analysis and find the right spot for entering a position, and also to find your target levels. Pending orders, do they work if my computer is off? Yes, the answer is yes, they do. Along with the take profit and the stop loss, they work even if your computer is off. Basically because the data is saved on the server. Once you enter a pending order, it's sent to our server, and the rest is handled on our side. The only exception to that is the trailing stop. In order for the trailing stop to work, your terminal should be working, connected to the server, and also your screensaver should be off. Well, we don't have any more questions, so if for any reason you have an answered question after today's webinar, if something pops up later, feel free to drop an email to webinar@gdmfx.com. I'll have my assistant also send you a written summary of today's webinar once we finish. For any other questions or requests, please contact our customer support team via email or our online chat. My name is Steven Terenchokov. I'm the head of the customer support department, actually. Thank you all for attending today. Thank you for your attention. I hope today's session is useful to you and you took something out of it. Wish you best of luck on your trades, and chat or write to you soon. Have a nice day.